international students bring to any university, and also the admission landscape and the great appreciation for this. And for those of you who know Josh a tad bit more, do know of his love for good food, his collection of baseball caps, which you get to see at every meeting, and of course, some heavy metal. For me, what has stood out the most has been the honesty and warmth in his interactions. And I'm certain it is this warmth that helps him brave the snow in Toronto.
Thank you so much, Amrita. I must admit, I'm humbled to be your fellow MC this evening, and a little nervous. You and Jim did such a wonderful job in 2019, stepping into the role. I knew I'd have some really big shoes to fill. Something, of course, Jim is really well acquainted with after becoming the IC3 movement co-chair, as there are no bigger shoes to fill than those of Mr. Ganesh Kohli.
Yes, Jim sure had to. But Joshua, my shoe size is only 3. In fact, my younger nephew who's 7 fits into my shoes. So you really don't need to be nervous. In fact, I'm happy that I don't have to wear high heels this time to stand next to you in person for this MC. Virtual seems to bring me up to your level, at least on screen.
To be fair, I wouldn't even be in a shoe-filling position if it wasn't for you, Amrita. Several years ago, when I shifted my own professional effort to India, you were one of the first school counselors I had the pleasure of meeting, and in short order, you became a real friend. Somewhere along the line, you thought to ask me to join the Content and Research Committee here at the IC3 movement, which you chaired, and now I find myself as your committee co-chair. So perhaps it would be most appropriate right now in front of all of our friends and colleagues to thank you for your role in welcoming me into the IC3 movement family. For those of you who don't know, Amrita Gulati is more than just a friend of mine. She is the Assistant Director of the Office of Global Education and Strategic Programs at Ashoka University, India. In her current role, she manages the partnership network for the university and the outward-facing high school and corporate programs. A former college counselor and educator at the core of her heart, she loves interacting with young adults to discuss their academic pathways, inspirations, and journeys.
Thank you, Josh, for that heartfelt introduction. It is this spirit of knowing each other, building oneness towards the mission that fuels the IC3 movement, along with people like Josh and each one of you here. At this stage, let me quote one of our newer members of the family from the IC3 Institute, Ms. Rita Das Gupta. She says for her, IC3 stands for I stands for her, C stands for capsules, and 3 number of capsules. So for her, the first capsule that IC3 provides is knowledge. The second is of connections. And the third is of service. I'm certain that we all resonate with this IC3 therapy that seems to have its magic on each one of us.
You know, while the IC3 movement has quickly become a central part of my work, I am still a relative newcomer. In fact, last year was my very first conference. But like many of my more seasoned colleagues, I have no shortage of IC3 movement moments, many of which are centered around the amazing students we all serve.
Exactly, Josh. Regardless of our nationalities, of our countries, of our institutions, and even of our shoe sizes, what brings all of us together is the desire to serve and guide students, the youth of tomorrow, in our own ways, means, and capacities. Speaking of students, it's time to get them on stage. And here, the grade 10 students of Shiv Nadar School, Faridabad, on screen as they share a self-composed poem on the theme, change is the only constant.
But it looks like we're still trying to convince those students to not be bashful and get themselves up on stage. And so maybe this is a moment to just look back and reflect on what an amazing festival week this has been. It's currently cold and snowing here in Toronto, but I must be honest that the warmth that I felt in my connections with all of you has been an absolute deal breaker for me over the week, and it's really brought the feeling of warm personal interactions to what is otherwise a very cold week. Amrita, I don't know about you.
I couldn't agree more, Josh. Seeing all the faces that we've always seen at IC3, newer faces, just the smiles, attending all the sessions, which have been quick, provided a lot of scope for discussion. So I think this really has been a welcome change.
And speaking of speaking of a welcome change, as much as I know our friends across the IC3 family love to hear you and I, it seems like our students are ready for their performance.
What is it that you want me to change? The leaves from the trees fall as I try to find something to mend, to bend in my own way. Nothing ever seems to stay the same. My thoughts, my dreams, my emotions, things which I thought made me who I am, they all change.
They all changed and the blue skies turned a dark shade. Just as I saw a near perfect crystal, I saw all the shadows. I saw all the stars and moons seemed a little too wonderful to my heart. Little did I know that was the only constant. Little did they know we would always decide, changing in ways that can't be controlled. We're always changing. Some things we can't fix. At least not anymore. Evolve. That is what we can do. Change along with the change before we cease to exist. Even so with the concept of ever-changing environment. It isn't something from which we can run. It is all around us, orbiting in these empty spaces, leaping infinite faces.
And that has been the undeniable truth since before we even existed. Nothing ever stays the same. Change cannot be resisted.
It is all about taking a step forward and a step behind and try. Change the viewpoint.
You know, it's no mystery that the IC3 movement brings together some of the world's most dynamic counseling and higher education professionals. Through regional forums, the IC3 Institute, our annual conference, IC3 Live, and this very festival. Through these things, we've all found ways to learn from, support, and encourage each other. And this, of course, is all with the aim of providing the most essential of services to future generations: guidance. And while the IC3 movement family is composed of superstars, there are some among us who warrant special recognition. As such, it is our pleasure to introduce the annual IC3 Awards.
Joshua, before we move to the awards, I want to acknowledge the lovely poem and performance shared by the Shivnadar School. The girls, lovely, thank you. And I definitely took away change with the change. So thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Moving on to the awards. Awards are both a recognition and a celebration of good work, bringing due attention and motivation to all of us in this profession, and with the potential to attract many more.
The IC3 Awards for Counseling are the first of their kind in India, and facilitating these would not have been possible without our awards sponsor, BML Munjal University. A big thank you to them. It is my great pleasure to welcome our guest of honor, Dr. Vishal Talwar. Dr. Talwar is Dean of the School of Management, as well as Director of Innovation and Entrepreneurship at the BML Munjal University. In the past, Dr. Talwar has worked in the United Kingdom at universities such as the London School of Economics and Henley Business School, University of Reading. At Henley, he was awarded the Outstanding Contribution to Learning and Teaching Award in recognition of his consistent endeavor to improve the student experience. Dr. Talwar is a PhD from Manchester Business School, where he was awarded a doctoral scholarship by the Shell Oil Company. And with a first degree in mechanical engineering and a post-graduation in management, Dr. Talwar has worked previously in the automotive as well as advertising industries. Apart from his educational pursuits, he also engages with tech and non-tech startups in various capacities. So welcome to our guest of honor and award presenter.
Thanks very much, Josh. Thanks very much, Amrita, and thanks, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today.
Thank you, Dr. Talwar, for joining us in this celebration. BMN Munjal family has been a long-time leader within the IC3 movement, with their faith in the movement's commitment to the mission of bringing counseling in every school. And it doesn't stop here. Their support in this mission allows us to celebrate the amazing work that has been happening across this field of counseling, particularly in this challenging year. Please join me in thanking the entire BMN Munjal family for their support.
Thank you.
Moving to the awards, but before that, pausing for a moment to acknowledge the jury. Once all the nominations are received, the final deliberations are made by the award jury, a group of highly accomplished leaders in our field to carry out the final review of nominees. This group remains completely anonymous during the deliberations to uphold the integrity of the process. Anonymous just until this moment when you see them on screen. And we'd like to extend a huge thank you to all the jury members for sparing their time and going through this rigorous process of nominations, of reviewing the nominations. I'd like to thank Ms. Geeta Jayant, Principal at the Legacy School, Bangalore, Ms. Pragati Pandey, University Councillor, Aga Khan Academy, Ms. Parneet Shergill, Assistant Director, Outreach, Ashoka University, my colleague, Ms. Veer Singh Anand, Director, University of St. Andrews, Global Office, India, Ms. Annie Prasanna, College Councillor, American School of Bombay, Ms. Shikha Vij, Guidance Councillor, Step by Step School. Thank you.
Yes, a big thank you to our jury, especially because this year we received 296 nominations across all 4 of the IC3 award categories, which are the Emerging Counsellor Award, the Councillor of the Year Award, the Award for a Counseling-Based Approach to Student Recruitment and Admissions, and the Molly Abraham Lifetime Achievement Award.
And now, announcing the awards and doing this on the screen for the first time. Here we go. The first award is for the Emerging Counsellor. This award is for a counsellor who has a proven track record in the counselling space for 3 years or fewer.
And the nominees are
Ms. Ramya Mudukuri, Career Counsellor, Manthan International School, India. Ms. Khushbu Taparia Bedi, Coordinator, Career Counsellor Cell, the Sanskar Valley School, India. Ms. Ambika Paul, Educational Counsellor and in charge International Admissions, Delhi Public School, R.K. Puram, India. Ms. Arshita Bhandari Kapoor, College Counsellor, Vasant Valley School, India. Dr. Shikja Singh, College Counsellor, Hope Town Girls, India. Over to you, Dr. Talwar.
Thank you. So the Emerging Counsellor Award goes to Ms. Ramya Modukuri from the Manthan International School, India. Congratulations, Ms. Modukuri.
Yes, a big congratulations to Ramya. The next award is the Councillor of the Year Award. and is for someone who has been excellent in terms of counseling and allows for exploration and is willing to learn and grow in the field of counseling.
The nominees are Ms. Nitina Dua, Program Leader, Shiv Nadar School, Noida; Ms. Joanne Liu, University Advisor, United World College of Southeast Asia, Singapore; Ms. Tiffany Goulet, University Councillor, Oberoi International School, India; Mr. Miguel Vasquez, Head College Placement, Heritage Experiential Learning School, India.
The Councillor of the Year award goes to Ms. Tiffany Goulet from the Oberoi International School, India. Congratulations, Ms. Tiffany Goulet.
Congratulations, Tiffany. The next award is for a counseling-based approach. The next award is for a counseling-based approach to student admissions and recruitment given to a university admission officer who has supported a counseling-based approach.
And the nominees are...
Sorry, can I interrupt you, Josh? Josh, can I interrupt you? My apologies. We'd really like the award winners to speak. That was part of the plan. So if we can invite the award winners to please speak for a minute.
Sure, of course.
Should I go ahead? Oh, hi. Thank you. They said pre-planned us for something, otherwise I blather on. So I just want to thank IC3, my entire IC3 family actually, because it does really feel like a family now. And whoever nominated me, clearly you have more faith in my abilities than I do. Thank you to my Manthan family too, and for my amazing students and my dedicated colleagues and the head of my school, Mr. Ramakrishna Reddy, who's here today as well, for really understanding the importance of counseling in schools and giving me so much flexibility and autonomy. And a huge thank you, of course, to Ganesh and Jim. Your inspiration, your energy, your passion is truly outstanding, and your dedication to the cause of bringing counseling to every school, really, that's why we're all here today. And to all my fellow counselors, I mean, I bet if I asked any of your students who deserves this award, they would say it would be you, because you all truly deserve it. Actually, all of us do, for the amazing work we all do in making a difference to our students' lives every single day. So thank you so much. Can't tell.
Tiffany, we do have you, and you're welcome to begin.
The echo seems pretty bad. I apologize about that. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I just wanted to say thank you. Honestly, I'm so glad that I actually, blow dried my hair because I really did not expect to get this at all. I remember just being nominated was just fantastic. So I look at the other people that I'm up here with, and it's such an honor to do this job every day with you guys. I'm learning so much from people. And, you know, especially in the Indian context of universities, it's so humbling what you guys all know and what you all do. And I appreciate just the knowledge that you guys share with me every day and the little bit that I can give back. I started off as a social studies teacher and I loved that job, but I was not very good at it. I have to tell you, working with the students was always the highlight, but the content was really not my thing. So I just absolutely love this job because I feel like for some of us, it's just the perfect fit of, you know, trying to help kids and cause less stress and just get them to sort of look, especially in this year, that, you know, the future is bright and that there's tons of things for them, tons of options for them to do. And I think working with you guys every day just reminds me of that. So, you know, thank you for always reaching out. And I look forward to, you know, my coming years in India. So thank you. I'm really humbled, honest.
And so now I think we return to the award for a counseling-based approach to student and admission recruitment, which is given to a university admissions officer who has supported a counseling-based approach. And the nominees are
Ms. Anjali Anand Seth, International Recruitment Specialist, Huron at Western University, Canada. Ms. Sadhana Badrinath, Regional Head, Admissions Outreach South, Flame University, India. Mr. Vatsal Chandra, Regional Recruitment and Development Officer, India, for University of Essex, UK. Ms. Amber Longton, Senior International Admissions Counselor, Michigan State University, US. Ms. Kuka Acosta, Associate Director, Admissions, University of California, Santa Barbara, US.
The award for counseling-based approach to student recruitment admissions goes to Ms. Anjali Anand Seth from the Huron at Western University, Canada. Congratulations, Ms. Seth.
Gosh, I'm so overwhelmed with emotions right now. And thank you, IC3, for this honor and every single person who nominated me for this award. I hope that in future too, I shall live up to the faith that you instill in me and in my university, Huron. For me, recruitment is not about increasing numbers every year. It's about building new relationships and nurturing, you know, the old ones with counselors, students, and families. My dad taught me, you know, that one should invest in people and not in the organizations that they're associated with. So even today, you know, I continue to be friends with students that I taught a decade ago when I was a high school teacher, or families whose kids are current students at the university, even after 3 years, you know, that I did their admissions. And counselors too, you know, as they move from one school to the other or even retire from their active jobs. Huron's ethos of being a leader with heart has, you know, taught me that counseling is not about telling students that we are the number one or we are the best. It's about asking the students if they have faith in us to believe that Huron can help write their personal and professional success stories. It's about having the courage to choose to act ethically all the time. I wish to take this opportunity to thank IC3, Ganesh Kohli, and everybody associated with IC3 family. But more importantly, Dr. Barry Craig, the president of Huron University, my colleagues and friends who have helped me to become a better recruiter, counselor, and more importantly, a better person every single day. Thank you so much for this award. It's actually for all of you more than for me. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Congratulations, Anjali.
Yes. Congratulations.
We must apologize, Anjali. Apologize to Anjali because Anjali had to change jobs in the last 2 minutes. She went from being at Huron to Oberoi International School. And so I am glad that we are making some mistakes but that was a big one. So Anjali is very much still part of a Canadian institution, and Tiffany seems to have gotten 2 awards for Oberoi International School here. So we take it back, we give it back to Tiffany.
That's okay. We are all a family, so it doesn't matter. Thank you.
We now move to the Molly Abraham Lifetime Achievement Award. The Molly Abraham Lifetime Achievement Award is named after Mrs. Molly Abraham, a passionate teacher and mentor who impacted thousands of students through her work over 30 years. Molly Teacher's inspiring legacy demonstrates how one teacher, educator, or advisor can change young lives and open doors for young people that they don't even know exist.
I'm absolutely delighted to introduce the winner for this year. She has been a faculty member at a renowned school in Mumbai since 2002, as a full-time guidance counselor since 2004. She has guided students with overseas applications to the US, Canada, UK, Netherlands, Singapore, Australia, and Hong Kong, along with colleges in India. In addition to being a full-time counselor, she's also the coordinator for the Advanced Placement program at her school. She heads the Learning Resource Center. In this capacity, she supports students with different abilities to achieve their potential. Lastly, she is also the SSD coordinator for standardized assessments. Currently, she is a committee member of the Admissions Practices Committee for IACAC and the University of Toronto International Councillor Advisory Board.
So the Molly Abraham Lifetime Achievement Award goes to Ms. Sudarshana Shukla from the Cathedral and John Convent School, India. Congratulations, Ms. Shukla.
Thank you so very much. I'm truly humbled. I don't know if you can hear me, but really, really grateful. Molly Teacher's video, even when I watch it today, I'm moved to tears. And so this award is truly, truly special. And since it's a Lifetime Achievement Award, I'm going to begin with my kids. So I'd like to start with my 2 children who taught me how to appreciate what they had to teach me. They taught me right from the time they were born to the time they left high school when I joined their school as a faculty member. And then followed by that, the 5-figure number of students that I have counseled at the Cathedral and John Convent School over the last 15 years have taught me every single day and continue to teach me and humble me. So I owe all my success to the children who are, I think, at the pinnacle of our stakeholders, followed by my husband, who I share an amazing equal partnership, and he has been extremely respectful and supportive, as I have been of his profession. So I can't, since it's a Lifetime Achievement Award, I can't not thank him. And last but not least, it's my dean, Mrs. Isaacs, who's the reason I am the way I am today. She has been absolutely outstanding in the way she supported me. She's a pillar of my strength in school. She has mentored me. She's my friend, philosopher, and guide all the way. And I've known her actually, I don't even know if I should mention this. I've known her since 1989. And we call ourselves the dinosaurs at Cathedral. So thank you very much. And of course, my IC3 family, Mr. Ganesh Kohli, who I've known for a very, very long time. Thank you, Mr. Kohli. And thank you very much for all my colleagues here who are present and in absentia, who continue young and experienced, who continue to teach me and help me grow not only professionally but personally as well. Thank you so very much. I'm truly humbled. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to all the winners. Heartiest congratulations to all the winners, all nominees. May you all continue to strive for any others along the way. And I loved how everyone spoke about connections, support, and being with each other and pulling along each other. May the spirit of INSOC and reaching to each and every child in our school or that comes our way continue to fuel all of us and support each one of us here.
You know, I just received a message from Jim, who said one of his favorite parts of all of the acceptance speech were the sounds of the phones pinging with all of the congratulation messages flooding in as they were speaking. It really does put a smile on our faces. You know, just over a year ago in Mumbai, I found myself looking for a seat ahead of the annual conference's opening ceremonies. And I caught a glimpse of Ganesh Kohli sitting quietly. So I raced over before everything began and sort of blurted out a quick hello, only to notice that he was clearly going over his upcoming remarks. What a gaffe, what a mistake, what an error I had made. Here I was trying to be proactive, and mere moments before he took the stage, I interrupt his final preparation. And then something magical happened. Ganesh looked up, he smiled at me, and he shook my hand with such warmth, saying thank you to me for my role in the IC3 movement. And like that, a room of hundreds evaporated, leaving just him and I. It was this incredible selflessness and desire to elevate others, which I think we all know defines Ganesh. And in that brief moment, I realized where the spirit of the IC3 movement is sourced. Thank you, Ganesh, for sharing that spirit with me. We all have our own stories of how Ganesh has impacted our lives, small gestures, the grand inspirations, and everything in between. But I know Ganesh is a man with stories of his own. So it was with great pleasure that I welcome Mr. Ganesh Kohli to the virtual podium to share some of his wisdom and perspective with us.
Thank you so much, Joshua. That was very kind of you, and you know, a very warm welcome to this function to everybody. Thank you for allowing me this time to speak with everybody. Firstly, congratulations. Ramya, Tiffany, Anjali, Sudarshana. I call, you know, Sudarshana is just too senior, so I always address her as Mrs. Shukla, but she's taught all of us a lot, and I'm very grateful for her presence here today as well. These are inspiring individuals, and all the nominees. I want every single nominee is an award winner. You know, I looked at those nominees and I was like, oh my God, you know, this is really, really hard. And so each one of you, each one of us in this ceremony, all the 296 people who got nominated, they're all really champions. The IC3 Awards are really meant to inspire. They're meant to acknowledge, but they're not meant to, you know, compare or compete. So we really hope that we can all elevate our profession through these awards. They are a means to energize us, and I'm sure you know, many people would acknowledge me, but it was a 6-member jury. Every single year, we've taken extremely high levels of precaution to maintain the sanctity of the IC3 Awards. You know, and we have been told year after year that we had no idea who the jury was. We have no idea how this is, but we truly approve of the choices that have been made by the jury. So I want to congratulate the jury of these awards. I want to thank all those who nominated people, but also congratulate the jury. You know, they really, really work to do this. And the jury are, you know, one of them is a Lifetime Achievement Awardee herself. You know, people like Geeta and Shikha and, you know, Bernie, these are people with high levels of integrity. And, you know, all of them, all 6 of them, Annie, I mean, these are phenomenal people. And they took a lot of energy, time to vet the details. So congratulations to our award winners, to all the final nominees. You are all stars. You are all my heroes anyways. And I look up to each one of those nominees there. So thank you for being our heroes. And there are many more out there who were being discussed. So, you know, I'm so glad that we are able to do this. And, you know, I just wanted to also thank you to Josh and Amrita for the way you're running this. It's so hard, you know, we've been looking at a computer screen for all these months now. I know how much each one of us was waiting to kind of get together. The big IC3 hub was something that we were waiting to have this time in Delhi. But, you know, your resilience through the year, patience, we all deserve a big pat on our back. You know, we can all pat ourselves on the back for the resilience that we have shown. And you know, just take this next moment to send our love and our energies to all those teachers who are struggling without pay right now. You know, I've addressed thousands of teachers in the last 8 months. There's so much stress in the system. Students are having great difficulties themselves, but teachers in many states, many cities, many small towns, village children in several villages. I spoke to people in Bhilai and Durg, in Bastar, in so many places. There's a lot of stress and strain. So while today we are celebrating the awards, my heart also goes out to every single one of those teachers who are holding firm through this period, actually working without salary, working with 50% salary cuts. You know, several career and college counselors that were told that this function is now a luxury in our school. And they were asked to become part-time or, you know, collect fees directly from students. So really, even as I address all of you, I just want all of us to send our love and acknowledgement to all those teachers. I've always called them soul doctors. They are people who impact all of us. We impact young lives for 60 years, 70 years, unlike body doctors who impact your body and you forget them in 5 days. So we really, really have to celebrate those people here today, but also give them, you know, remember them and try to help in every way possible. I've been trying to do everything I can. And I would invite our entire IC3 community to really help teachers. Just a word of, you know, things will be fine. They just need to hear a hello. And, you know, I called so many principals in this last month for the festival. And I could see that, you know, all they needed was, Ganesh, where have you been? You've not thought of us for 6 months. You know, a lot of them are under a lot of strain. So please hold each other at this time. You know, we really have to hold each other at this time. We might feel that things are normal, but there's a huge crisis brewing. There's a mental health crisis brewing. And all we can do is just hear each other out. We have to be supportive of each other. And then I just wanted to also say thank you to all our sponsors, partners. You know, thank you for all your generosity. You know, without you, this would not be possible. We want to be open access. IC3 aspires to be the Khan Academy for career and college counseling. We want to open this up. We share all our videos. We share all our recordings. We share all our pedagogies. And we all volunteer. Hundreds and thousands of volunteer hours we pile up. But we still need some basic resources. We need staff. We need a team of employees. We need who are also as passionate as anyone else. We need to buy technology, we need to book hotels, we need to do stuff. And without the sponsors and the universities, we would not be able to do it. So every university that registered, that paid the $370 odd dollars or $100 or $500, whatever you did, know that every penny that you have given us, we will use it well. Every sponsor, know that every cent will be put to good use. That we are working towards bringing counseling in every school. And that's what we really care about. We care about counseling in every school. And we want to go beyond the commoditization. We are trying to humanize counseling. We want to treat students as human beings, not products to be shipped from one place to the other. So IC3, your investments are an investment in empowerment, an investment in humanizing our profession, an investment in really, really bringing counseling to every school. So thank you to all of you. And I also wanted to thank every attendee, every school delegate, every principal. I know we were zoomed out, fatigued, but whoever showed up and those who didn't show up, we empathize with you. We know how exhausted you are. And we really hope that this week has brought some peace and joy in your heart. It has brought some happiness in your lives, because we really wanted you to connect with other people. And I'm grateful at the opportunity that you have given us to connect you with each other. And to my IC3 and my KIC Universes family, you are also my heroes. You are rock stars. Whatever you do on an everyday basis is phenomenal. And I hope that we can continue to be shining our light on the world collectively as a team. So thank you for that. I don't know, there is a couple of people who may need to mute, but I have a story to tell all of you today. And I want you to hear this story, because this is a story that my wife shared with me this afternoon. As much as I thank the rest of the world, the one person I have to thank the most is my wife. She converted a brash, crazy 25-year-old into a sane 45-year-old, right? I mean, she was the one, she's the reason why I find so much peace and joy in my work. Without her, I would not be half the person that I am. And so, I was asking her, I have my closing today evening, can you tell me something, can you share something with me? And she shared this beautiful story with me, and I could so instantly relate this story. So there was this man who was, working, there was this man who was walking through this village where there were 3 people working. They were really breaking stones. And it was a scorching summer afternoon. And as this man walked through this village, there were these 3 workers. He went up to the first worker and he asked him, "What are you doing?" And the first worker angrily, "Can't you see that I'm breaking stones and I'm working?" So he said, "Well, okay." And then this man went to the second person and he asked him, "What are you doing?" And the second person, he looked very tired and he said, "Look, I'm working to feed my family. I have to really feed my family. And so I'm working even though it's this scorching heat and the sun, etc." And then as he was walking towards the third person, he could hear a song being sung. The person was singing actually. And he very excitedly moved there. And he realized that he was singing a song while he was breaking the stones. And he said, on being asked, what was he doing? He said, "I'm building a temple. I'm building a temple." Now, it all looked very raw. The stones that he was breaking may have been used inside the temple, outside the temple. There's no clue. It just looked like a construction site. But this particular individual in the scorching heat was singing a song and celebrating the vision, the larger vision that he could see, which was of a temple that was being built. And, this is such a powerful story. I just want to acknowledge that all the three were breaking stones there. But this one, without really, suffering in the present moment, was just breaking, kept doing his or her bit. I really look at all our 300 IC3 volunteers as those who are just singing a song and just breaking those stones and trying to bring counseling in every school without the need or the excessive desire for attention and whatever else. I salute all of the IC3 volunteers. A lot of us get so much credit. I often get to speak at these big platforms and represent all of you. But know that my voice is the voice of these 300 people who are breaking stones quietly, the Joshuas and the Amritas who you see here. But there are so many of them who are breaking stones quietly, and they're doing it because they see this vision. Just like this person saw that vision of that temple, they see the vision of counseling in every school. And that is really what we are moving towards as human beings. We've decided in our lifetime, how incredibly grateful we would all be to all of these volunteers who broke new ground from the first year. Jim, we all forget 3.5 years of breaking those little stones before he became co-chair of the movement. So there's a lot of service at the heart of IC3, and I salute. This is the story of all IC3 volunteers, and I want to congratulate all of them. At one point I counseled students. Myself, 17 years, I was a counselor. I counseled students to make a living. I had to get food on the table for my family. All I knew was that I needed to do everything possible to earn a living and to help my family. And I counseled students with all my heart and with all the love. But I counseled them to earn a living. And, at some point, I realized that I started to see this bigger vision, and I shared this vision with some friends in the early days, and I shared this vision. I started to see this temple, right? I started to see this possibility that while I'm counseling students, how about students getting counseled everywhere in the world, in every school in the world? And I went out and just started to share this vision with people. And as I aligned my life with this vision, I realized that I got so much more back. There is this whole feeling that if I am a volunteer or if we volunteer, what comes back? Well, there's so much love that's pouring into my life, so much acknowledgement, so much appreciation. But it was really because I was just aligning. And I want you to know that all our volunteers are actually aligning with this vision. We have a chair for the Latin America and Caribbean committee that got appointed. We have an Africa committee. You will see, there is so much that's going on in Africa. We are in 80 countries today. And for God's sake, we are only 4.5, 5 years since we first had an IC3 conference. And so clearly, people are aligning to this vision. We do not want to be, we do not want to get sucked in to a smaller purpose. Me counseling my student and sending that student to Stanford or to Harvard or to IIT was one piece. That gave me a lot of pride. But now, as a volunteer with IC3 and as all of us at IC3, the larger purpose that people all around the world will have direction, will have purpose, will have meaning in their lives. They will be peaceful, they will be joyous, they will be happy. That is what we are aligning towards. And we want to go out of this everyday rugmarole of doing business and more business. Yes, We need to survive and sustain. But really, there is so much more that we are all capable of. And we are all aligning to the higher purpose, where the higher purpose is becoming more important than anything else. And so I will end at that. I stand between you and the dance party, but I have 3 points, 3 calls to action for you. 1, volunteer with us. Please, every single one of you who hears this today, come and volunteer with us. You know, I do it every day. I have a spring in my stride, and there is so much more that we get back. You know, there's so much appreciation. We have this family to go to. We have these people that we go to. We have each other. We are a great family. So please come and volunteer. You know, just give us some thought, give us some energy. I know that the world outside compels to compare, compete, etc. But really, we are not here to do that. We really would like and invite all of you. We are inclusive. So please come and support this mission. And then, you know, we have the IC3 Institute Accreditation. You know, the larger IC3 movement team worked for 6 months. I want to congratulate Garima, Anjali, Ashka, and, you know, several of their other team members. I don't even know all the people who were on that project, but they've done some phenomenal work and we have launched the IC3 Institute Accreditation. This has become the gold standard for a school to demonstrate that they have world-class career in college counseling. And I invite all the schools that are here to apply for IC3 accreditation if you're ready. There are 3 levels, level 1, level 2, level 3. I invite all of you to apply. And, you know, again, whatever the administrative or processing fee, it goes as a donation to the IC3 Institute, which is a public charity. It will allow us to train more counselors, right? And that's completely free of cost. So that's what we intend to continue doing. So please, you know, the IC3 accreditation. And then lastly, we have a fundraiser running. We launched it on the convention day. You know, every amount, even $5 or 500 rupees is good enough. Anything that you feel like. You know, the IC3 Institute needs to hire people. We have to train many more people. And we would love for any contributions, you know, that can come. If you're within India, outside of India, we have a lot to do. And we want to keep this completely free, the 1-year program or all offerings through the IC3 Institute. So it's a public charity. Whenever you feel like your family members resonate with this larger purpose, please support the fundraising effort at the IC3 Institute. With that, I'm going to, I think we have a scintillating performance here. So I'm going to stop. Thank you, Amrita and Joshua, for giving me this opportunity. And congratulations to all our nominees and our winners once again. Thank you.
Thank you, Ganesh, for your audacity in thought, coupled with the humility and warmth in spirit and action. Thank you for giving us all a global family and adding a similar sentiment from another lovely volunteer, Khushbu, who's very lovingly put this on social media, and I know she speaks from her heart. She says, with the IC3, the world shrinks and the heart expands. Echoing the same sentiment of the family, which we have been hearing consistently since we began IC3.
You know, I would also like to take a moment to thank Ganesh, Jim, all of the IC3 volunteers, the members of the committees, the attendees, and certainly BML, Montreal University, again, for the sponsorship of the award ceremony. Without the resources, this couldn't have happened, and without the heart and the purpose that you brought to the IC3 Festival this year, we couldn't have done this. So huge thanks to all involved, and especially a thank you to my co-host, Amrita. As always, it has been an absolute pleasure working alongside you in whichever capacity we managed to do so. And in that, I do hope that I've done justice to your stellar MC work over the past few years. You know, I often like to think of the IC3 movement a bit like a song. Both can offer beauty, inspiration, meditation and reflection. Both can call on us to do more and to be better, and both can offer guidance. And I believe all great speakers know when someone else has said it better. And so in this, I turn to a legendary Canadian songwriter, the late, great Gord Downie. He said, "A great song's greatest attribute is how it hints at more." Well, my friends, if this song analogy holds true, there is much, much more to come. Thank you all for making the IC3 movement what it is. We are IC3.
We thank you, IC3. We thank you, IC3. We thank you, IC3, for everything you have done. We thank you, IC3. We thank you, IC3. We thank you, IC3, for everything you have done. Continue doing more, continue doing more, continue doing more, forever. Continue doing more, continue doing more, continue doing more, forever.
What a delight to hear this directly from the students, who we all want to touch through our work. Special thanks to the student choir of Ecole Code in Togo, the Education, Leadership and Community Development in Togo, to Arsene Katawa, the founder and chairperson of Ecoldo, and members of the IC3 Africa Committee. Thank you, Josh. I really enjoyed hosting this closing with you. I hope you all had a great time too in this celebration. Only to be continued at the dance party now. So let's have all the IC3 staff members who've been working tirelessly behind the screen, behind the scenes, to take the stage first. Come on, it's your time to put your feet out, or rather down the floor for a bit. And listen, shoes don't matter here. Namaste, everyone. High spirits at the next, literally and figuratively. But please turn on your cameras for us to create a truly memorable virtual IC3 party and take back lovely memories home with us. Thank you and good evening.